entrance hall. I'm going into, I'm opening the door into the next flat. And now, is going into the bathroom in this flat. So, again, everything is subject to change, but the way things are at the minute, like wash basin here, the thunder box is going to stay more or less just there. And here is the shower. Yeah, possibly we've got a bit more space here than I thought, because this is going to be bricked up. I mean, we're thinking we might even be able to get a washing machine in here. We had a bit.
My name is Andy, the Brit in Hungary, and I've lived here for about 8 years. I'm not a builder, I'm a teacher and a former professional pilot. DIY is just something I've done for fun until now. But now I'm taking the challenge of my life. Me and my wife have bought a decrepit, mouldy flat in the centre of Budapest, and this is the story of me turning it into not one, but 2 luxury flats.
Hello again, long time no see. Yeah, had a few adventures since the last update, but I've got some excellent news. We've got our first tenant. She's moving in on September the 8th. So yeah, the flat is like finished, but it's not finished. There's just a few final finishing touches to do. I've got about 3 days to get everything finished, because we're off to Bali for 3 weeks. So no pressure, as usual. We realised there wasn't an awful lot of storage, so we've just been and bought a wardrobe from IKEA, and Kitty, the Hungarian in Hungary, is putting that together, attempting to. There's a couple of little things for me to do. The lady's moving in, she's going to be here until the new year, which means she's going to have a Hungarian winter to contend with, which means I've got to get all the central heating up and running. I'm currently doing that. There's still a radiator to fit, so I've got to fit this radiator and plumb it in. There's a couple of little things in the bathroom. There's like a soap shampoo tray to fit. There was a big hole there to access the water meter. I've just fitted this little panel to access that, so that's a tick. And we also bought a little washing machine. All the drain and the water and electricity is ready to go, so I've just got to pop that in. The only problem is the socket isn't connected to the consumer unit yet, so that's something else I've got to do. Oh. What else? Dishwasher again. All the connections are ready. I've got to plumb that in. The oven, the wiring is all in. Again, I've got to just connect it to the consumer unit. Morning. It's all going marvellously. Anyway, the dishwasher is all plumbed in and it works. I tested it. I washed a couple of cups and a couple of plates, so that's good. That's a tick. And we decided we didn't like the colour of the steps, so we bought some really dark wood stain and we painted them darker, or rather Kitty did. And I've just done the black steel frame. Managed to get a bit on the wall. Whoops. So that looks a bit better. Got the washing machine plumbed in, but I've made a bit of a cock up because it only works when when I turn the light on in the bathroom, so I think I've connected it to the wrong place, but it works anyway. I did a wash yesterday, which was very posh. One more job to do in the bathroom. The extractor fan, at the minute it just extracts into the ceiling, and it really needs to go outside, obviously, so I'm going to go, I've got a load of jobs to do upstairs, and I'm going to try and get them all done at the same time. Yeah, not really my department, this is the kitty department, just to make the place look a little bit more homely when you walk in, and it does look very nice actually. And I fitted the radiator. Well, I wanted a 500mm one, but I couldn't find one, and I had to fit it. I didn't have time to mess around with it, so I bought a 600mm. So I've had to be a bit creative with the plumbing. So it's connected down here, but it's not connected up there to the rest of the central heating. So there's that one. That one works already. That's connected to the boiler. And there's this huge one, this huge 2-meter radiator, which is connected here, but it's not connected to the boiler. So I've got to do that as well. And again, that's up in the loft part, and I'll try and do all the jobs up there together because it's not very pleasant up there. So this is up in the loft space. I don't think you've been up here before. Yeah, this is where all the services are, all the cables and pipes and stuff. It's a bit rough. Obviously I didn't bother finishing it up here because no one's going to see it, hopefully. But that's the extractor fan, and like I say, it's just blowing up into here at the minute. But I reckon I've got a piece of hose and I've got a couple of vents, and I'm just going to try and probably just knock that brick out. That'll give me some room to put the vents in. This cable, this is for the thermostat switch on the wall, which has got to go through there with the rest of the heating pipes to connect to the boiler. Another job on the list. Oh. Well, that was easy. Okay, so I've just put the vents in upstairs, and while I'm waiting for the crazy foam to dry, I've got to try and work out how to connect this old, like, analog thermostat to the new boiler. I did this before at the language school, and it wasn't actually that difficult. Yeah, it doesn't help because none of the instructions are in English. But inside, like the control panel, there's normally like 2 terminals that are bridged with a wire, which means that the boiler is on constantly. And all I've got to do, I think, is just remove that bridge and then connect the wires from the wall thermostat across that, and then the connection is either closed or open depending on the temperature in the room, so it should be quite easy, I hope. So at the minute the boiler, the heating is actually turned on, but it's not running, and I hope that if I connect these 2 cables together, it'll fire up. Okay, let's see what's happening next door. We are heating. Bloody brilliant. Okay, so disconnected, and hopefully it should have stopped next door. Yeah, it stopped. Fantastic. Right, that's another tick. On to the next job. Jolly good. Got it all connected in, and I've even I fitted the second one for the second bathroom when we eventually get round to doing it. Another tick. Good. So, I've also made the connection to the radiator in the hallway, and the radiator in the living room is now connected. So yeah, now we've got a complete central heating system. I've just got to bleed all the air out now and give it a whiz and see if there's any leaks and see what happens. Right, so just make sure all the valves are closed before we start. Okay, right, that's closed. Okay, then fingers crossed, let's go. Right, let's pressurise that sucker. That radiator in the living room is huge. That's going to take a long time to fill, I imagine. Let's see what's happening. Is there any leaks anywhere? Okay, hopefully there should be a reassuring hiss. Ooh, that's a good start. Right, that one is ready. Okay, bathroom. It's only a small wrap, this one, it shouldn't take long. Oh, I can hear gurgling. Oh, I just sprayed the camera. Awesome, right, the big radiator now in the living room. Ooh. Okay, good. God, that took forever. That's pretty big. So that's all the system like bled and pressurized, and I'm really pleased to say there are no leaks, not one single leak. So for years I've been using like normal PTFE tape, and you know, it's kind of 90%. You always get one that weeps and like leaks a little bit, but I've started using this stuff on this whole project, and I haven't had one bad joint or one bad leak since I started using it. So I've done the thermostat. It's turned on to heat. So if I turn this here boiler on, hopefully we should get some heat in the rads. Yes. Woo. Oh my god. There's a few bubbles in there, I think. But it's heating. We'll see. Oh wow, this is warm immediately. That's good. Oh yeah, it's getting warm now. And what about this one? Yeah, that's warm already too. Wow. Tremendous. Good. And fix the little issue with this and the light switch, stupid boy. And oven is connected and it works, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do the clock. Oh, it's not important. But it works. And a bit of a facelift in the entrance. I put a bit of lino down and made it look a bit nicer. All the electrics all tidied up nicely. I'm just balancing all the radiators up at the minute, trying to get them sort of working equally, without one, you know, going flat out and the other's not doing anything. But yeah, it's looking good, very good. Oof, I'm gonna have a cup of tea, I think. Oof. So other stuff, yeah, I got the other shelf done, finally, that's done. Yeah, I've finished off the room thermostat, that's all good to go. And there was just little bits of trim, like round the sort of feet of the stairs. I'll finish that off as well, make that look a little bit better. Put this on as well for the keys, just in case we get random visitors. But the thing I've been looking forward to most for months is sticking these on the doors. Yes, finally. This is the last job. There's a couple of bits of paint to touch up, but this will be the last job. And then flat one is finished and it's ready to go. How cool is that? Finally! Yes! Morning! all the work, and I said this last time, but this time really everything is finished. Yeah, the heating works. I've got it on at the minute actually. It's about 35 degrees outside and I've got the heating on. Oof. Yeah, free sauna. Yeah, everything works. Oven works. I even managed to work out how to set the clock, which is a bonus. And I'm just, at the minute, I'm just having a final clean and tidy up. And then, yeah, hopefully in a couple of hours I can get out of here. I can go home. In 4 days I'm going to Bali for 3 weeks. I wasn't actually planning on working here, but anyway, it's finished. So we've got another friend is staying for a few days. She's arriving tomorrow and she's staying until Monday, I think. She's here in Budapest on some kind of conference. And the lady who's coming to stay here until the new year, we told her that she couldn't move in until the 8th, which is the day we get back from holiday. But I think she's actually arriving at the end of August. And the place is ready, it's finished. So we might get back in touch with her and say, you know, instead of having an Airbnb or whatever for a week until we get back, we'll leave the keys and it's yours. Because everything's ready, everything's finished. Why not? Good. Oh, yeah, anyway, I'm going to carry on cleaning. And then I'm going to get out of here and go home. And I actually love the new stairs. That was a really good idea. Because that horrible, like, faded yellow looked bloody awful. That looks like proper classy now. That looks really good. The only trouble is, it's really slippery. I walked up there with my socks on last night and nearly killed myself. It's like on ice. But I suppose it'll scuff up in time. The only other modification is this cheap TV. We want to put a big one here because that's rubbish really. We haven't got time to go shopping for one, but we're going to steal my stepdaughter's. It's in her bedroom at home and she only comes home like a few times a year, so I'm sure she won't mind. We'll buy her a nice new one anyway. And of course there's still flat 2 next door. It hasn't really changed a lot since you last saw it, really. It's, I don't know, the kitchen and bathroom is okay. Here, oh my god, yeah, the first thing we do when I get back from Bali all refreshed is we'll probably get another skip in and clear the floor a bit, and then I can get stuck in and crack on and get this one finished as well. From what we can gather, there's 2 sort of spikes in the midterm rental market. The first one is like September time, when people you know, come to university and internships and all that kind of stuff. We put an advert on the internet, and within half an hour we had 6 people ring up saying, is it available, is it available? And we had people there was somebody from Dubai, there was this Irish lady, there was loads of people. So yeah, we might have been a bit too cheap actually, but you live and learn. And then the next one is in the new year, again when people arrive, you know, for courses and stuff. So I've got a very chilled few months to get this second flat finished. I've got sort of most of September, October, November, you know, so I've got pretty much the same amount of time it took me to do all of this, just to finish that room really. So it's chilled. The only tricky thing is there's going to be a resident, sort of the tenant living next door. So I've got to I'll have to liaise with her. She's doing an internship, so I imagine she's going to be out most of the day. But I'll have to, you know, try and time any noisy stuff when she's not there, obviously, because that'd be antisocial. But it shouldn't be a problem. I don't actually need to go next door to do anything. So yeah, the only problem is there's nobody to sleep in here. So we'll probably be back on the floor or in the tent again for a while until I get the gallery built anyway. So at the minute, I'm still feeling a bit jaded by the whole experience, but I'm also sort of like starting to feel quite enthusiastic again. And I think by the time I've been away for 3 weeks and I come back, I think I'll be ready to go again. Yes, and let me get this one done. Happy days. Good. All clean and tidy. Locked everything up and put the keys in the key safe for the very first time. ready for the guest. I've got about 3/4 of an hour before the train leaves, so I might accidentally walk into the pub and have a couple of beers. Lovely day. It's going to be another 35 degrees plus day today. Good. Anyway, by the time you're watching this, I'll be halfway through my holiday in Bali. The 2 previous videos should have been about Sardinia, hopefully. Yeah, so I'll try and squeeze this one in between Sardinia and Bali. But anyway, catch you later.